Hello viewers, 4DIYers here with another tutorial video for everyone. In this particular video here, I'll be doing a demonstration on how to clay bar your vehicle's paint. So the first question you must be asking yourself, what is a clay bar and how is it used? Well, a clay bar is made from a resin type material. It can be either a natural or synthetic compound. While it may be similar to a clay children play with, it is however different. It can be used on other surfaces as well. I'm just keeping this video strictly for paint purposes. Clay bar is intended to clean any foreign contaminants which have adhered or baked onto a paint surface. This can include anything from brake dust, hard water spots, minerals, overspray from paint, material or paint transfer scuffs, dust, wax, although it will not remove sap. Typically, you can see or feel contaminants on the paint. When dragging your fingers across the paint, it can feel somewhat rough or catchy. First, you should start with washing the vehicle to remove any easier to remove contaminants. If there is an excessive amount, then we can risk scratching the paint. When using a clay bar correctly on your paint, it won't cause any scratching or swirling, therefore there is no need to follow up with any polishing compounds. Clay bars do require a lubrication. Some say a detail spray is required, but that's just an added cost which isn't necessary. I simply have a bucket of clean water with the same soap I used to wash the vehicle. This process should be done in the shade or on cooler days where the water won't dry on the paint. There is various grits of clay bars available, starting with a fine compound and then a more aggressive compound. Fine compounds can be used more often, may not remove wax, and can require more work with harder to remove contaminants on the paint. A medium or aggressive compound can be used on paints which need more of an intense cleaning. As a close-up here, you can see what appears to be brake dust on the paint shown by the small brown dots. Here I have a clay bar which was purchased from a local auto parts store. They are available in various colors as well. Sometimes the color is used to determine which abrasive quality it has. Other times it's just a selected color by the manufacturer. Depending on the color, sometimes it can be easier to see the contaminants embedded in the clay. Starting out with the clay, you'll need to fold it over in order to find a clean spot if you're using a used piece. Ensure it's thoroughly wet along with the surface you're working with. Create a flat spot on the clay and then rub it on the surface. Light to medium pressure, it's all that's needed. It should glide over the surface of the paint. Make sure the area is well lubricated at all times. How long the clay bar lasts for really depends on what it's exposed to. Some people replace them after one usage, which I find is a waste. If you're having a hard time finding a clean surface on the clay, then it's best to throw it away and use a new bar. Depending on the size of the bars, some can be ripped up into portions instead of using the whole thing. When the clay becomes too dirty, fold it over and work with a clean portion. If the clay happens to fall on the ground, then throw it away. Don't try to pick any debris or clean it, as it's not worth having any embedded dirt in the clay which can damage your paint. While clay bars do remove contaminants, it should be mentioned that they do not remove swirl marks, scratching, scuffing, or any other surface damage on the painted surface. Rinse the area and dry if needed. Once done, you can see the contaminants are removed. And as you can see on the clay's surface, the darker marks indicate the contaminants which has been taken away from the paint. Moving on to the door handle, here is some material transfer, either from paint or rubber. This was on the car when I purchased it, and this is the first chance I've had to give the exterior a better cleaning. Again, using the clay bar, make sure you have a clean portion to work with. The area needs to be well lubricated. This is a fine clay bar, so it does take a little longer to work the area. If you ever happen to get the clay stuck in a body seam or edge, just stick the bar around that area and it should pick up any small pieces. And as you can see, the material transfer has been completely removed. Clay bars are an excellent procedure before paint correction or applying a wax or sealant to paint. While a polish can remove contaminants, it can thin the paint's finish, therefore using a clay bar is a better choice for cleaning paint. As mentioned earlier, a clay bar can remove the wax depending on its abrasive value, but I would highly recommend applying a wax regardless to protect your vehicle's finish. When finished up, as a tip, if you don't have a storage container for the clay bar, I wrap mine in wax paper to prevent it from sticking, and then keep it in a Ziploc bag. New videos are released every week on my channel. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It's a huge help to me, and leave a comment below if you found this tutorial helpful. Don't forget to follow my social media pages such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to keep up to date with my latest projects. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to also hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching.